Oh, hi. How are you? I've been watching Yellowstone on Paramount TV. I've been hearing about Yellowstone for a while on the radio, in the papers, but now the first 4 seasons are on Netflix in the UK, so I thought I'd give it a shot. What's it about? Well, it's a modern cowboys and Indians story, and they call themselves cowboys and Indians rather than cattle workers and Native Americans. What's it like? Well, when I told my brother I was going to do this YouTube channel, an old guy ranting about TV shows, he said, "Oh, you'll be able to say it was better in the old days." But it wasn't. TV was awful in the old days. I mean, in England, we only had 3 channels, so they didn't have to compete, and it was mostly tripe. I mean, there was some good stuff on telly in the 70s and 80s. Cold It's was good. That's on YouTube now. You should catch that. We also find there some of the 2 Ronnies musical numbers that are a laugh. We had Dad's Army and Tomorrow's World, but mostly it was awful. Even the American imports were dire. I mean, I was so starved of entertainment. I even watched Kojak and, forgive me, Starsky and Hutch. Oh, but the worst show was called Dallas. And it had a copycat that came along shortly afterwards called Dynasty, as we called it, Dysentery. And we had to have this on in our house because a family member watched Dallas. So anyway, Dallas is about these oil barons running these huge corporations, which seem to require no work at all, indeed no intelligence, just good looks, smart clothes, and these weirdly expansive hairdos. They spent all their time on family feuds and vendettas. Oh, but what really annoyed me was characters they'd meet in a bar, order drinks, and then have an angry staccato conversation and storm off, leaving their drinks untouched. Now, I don't drink much these days. It makes me feel ill. But when I was 20, the idea of ordering a drink and not having it made me feel ill. Anyway, I got distracted. Yellowstone. It's not set in Texas, but in Montana. And it stars Kevin Costner, who's aged well, I think. Well, better than me, anyway. And Kelly Riley, who's not from Montana, not even from the US. She's from Surrey. It's about as far away from Montana as you can get in all senses. And in this show, she seems to have enormous difficulty keeping her clothes on. Which I would have thought was doesn't it get cold in Montana? I mean, is this meant to be part of the show's appeal? Tune into the next episode, you might get a glimpse of a nipple. I'm so glad I've grown out of all that rubbish. It's like being released from possession by a mad demon. Anyway, her character bounces about about as much as the rest of her, really. In the first scene, she's a boardroom battler, brutally eviscerating a business rival. But then she's sad and drunk and hopeless because Mummy didn't love her enough. I mean, we've all got stories like that. I don't know if hers is special. As for the other characters, well, I've not been to Montana, although I did check a diary and a map, and it turns out I was at when I was at Mammoth Springs. I was only a couple of miles from the state line, but I was in 1982. But if I was from Montana, obviously I'd be pleased that my state was starring in a big TV show, and Montana is the star of the show. It's vast, it's beautiful, it's varied, it's magnificent. But I'd be really annoyed that the people of my state were being caricatured as these stereotypes. Violence is the answer to any difficulty, and if that fails, try alcohol. I mean, there's people like that everywhere, but I think Montanans probably have more to them. I mean, maybe the media lovies from Los Angeles and New York behind Yellowstone think that Republican voters in Montana do beat up their adult kids and brand their employees with hot irons. Well, I don't think so. So, is Yellowstone a remake of Dallas for the 21st century? Well, there are similarities. You get the big country, the boss families, money, rivals, feuds, etc. But no, it's not as bad as Dallas. I mean, I'm sure we won't find that season 4 was just somebody's dream. Maybe the characters will develop if I stick with the show a bit longer. Actually, in the last episode I watched, they had a warmer scene between the ranch hands in their bunkhouse. It reminded me of scenes in the British quarters in Colditz. Mind you, at least they had a chance of escaping.